Ladies and gentlemen, we're here. This is your host, Mickey Clayton, good coach, along with Earl the Pearl Hankerson. We're here at Boot Hill. Welcome, Coach.
Here, Boot Hill, Coach. A lot of tradition in Boot Hill, a lot of wins. A lot of people have suffered or succumbed to defeat to the Madison County Cowboys here in Boot Hill, Madison, Florida.
Coach, why you guess they call it Boot Hill? Because they bury dead bodies here?
Either that or they putting their foot in somebody's you-know-what.
No, he didn't say that. He said put a lot of foot in there, you-know-what. Coach, I'm scared of you there, boy.
I'll leave it right there. I think everybody can figure that one out.
Coach, that's not a bad thing that you understand that, Coach.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we're here today and excited about being able to cover this game for you here in Madison and being able to see, 51, pretty good sized fella there, isn't he?
Oh, yeah. And we've been looking forward to this one, Coach. That's Zane Herring. That's a tackle. He's 6'5", 300 pounds for Madison.
Coach, that's a good sized fella.
Yes, sir. He's a Florida State commit, Coach.
Is that the one? I thought it was Coach's son that was the FSU recruit.
I believe it's Zane Herring.
Okay.
Yeah.
They could probably use him on that old line right now.
Right away. He definitely stands head above everybody that's down in the coaches meeting and the captain's meeting.
Coach, last time we saw a young man that big, he was on our Brooks County line. 6'7", 6'8", about 325, 330.
He's a real big fella there.
Yeah, he's a big fella there.
These are some massive humans.
Yes, sir, boy. That's when you start growing them up and your mother tell you, I don't know if I'd rather feed you or clothe
You lose either way.
Either way it goes.
You
hoping
believe
at the end of the day, they growing that big. There's going to be somewhere in there. He's going to be able to make a pretty good living for himself.
That's right.
And how do you feel about this? You know, last year we had this game over in Tallahassee. Madison County came back. Travis J brought them back in the fourth quarter. Boy, they put a whip on them. And the Insights, that was the #1 game that we had last year, was Madison County putting it to the Florida State Seminoles over there in Tallahassee last year.
Yeah, Travis J, who's at Florida State now, he really put the team on his shoulders and led them back in the fourth quarter. I believe they were down 3 touchdowns, weren't they?
Oh, Coach, it was incredible. That Travis J was a special kind of athlete. We followed him and Madison County's basketball team to the state championship, where we saw him not do what he was supposed to do the first half. And Alan Dips, the boys basketball coach, gave him a piece of his mind, put him on the BENCH, which is the bench. Came back the second half and single-handedly brought him back. He's just a competitor and a winner. That's something in your DNA. You, as a coach, you'd like to take credit for it, but something his mom and daddy put on him to help him be that type of competitor.
Yeah, really tough to train that type of athlete. They have it in them. It's just born in them. And when they have an opportunity to bring it out and show it and display it for everybody, it's really a sight to see.
Now, I agree 150% there. And the horse goes by. She lost her hat and everything.
Here come your back-to-back state champs and odds-on favorite for a three-peat, Coach.
Odds-on favorite, Coach. They've done the Madison County well and proud. Everybody in Madison gets behind them. And you talking about Renegade. Renegade doesn't run as fast as the Madison horse does.
Yeah, Madison coming in tonight ranked #1 in Class 1A. Going to square off against Florida High, ranked #2 in Class 3A, Coach. So this definitely should be a pretty good ball game tonight. Been looking forward to it all week. Definitely the best game in the area, and that's why we bring it to you, our Insights Game of the Week.
That's right. We're excited about being here in Madison County. We started following them a little bit closer last year when they would come to Tallahassee. We established a relationship with the men's basketball program with Coach Demps, and then we were able to have a real good relationship with the athletic director and head football coach. He allowed us to come over, and we appreciate having that opportunity to come over. Madison County is going to kick off to Florida High. And this is Insights High School Game of the Week. We're going to take a break, but we're going to come right back for this kickoff. And we're here for the kickoff.
Thomas.
And we're right here, right by the speaker, so we're trying to yell into the microphones here so you can hear us, but we're right here by the speaker, so. And that's fine. This had home field. They need to jam and do whatever they need to do for these young men to be ready to compete and represent Madison County in the manner in which they have done over the last, seems like 20 years.
Yeah, Madison County definitely just a dominant program. No matter what classification, 4A, 2A, 1A, they've done it all, Coach. And Coach Coe, since taking over for legendary Frankie Carroll, since 2010, his record 104, 21, and 1. Absolute dominating, and has been in the state championship game the last 3 years, taking the last 2 home. And as we stated, odds-on favorite to take home number 3 this season.
You're exactly right. And I'm sitting here looking at a couple of the fellas on the line right here in front of us, 58, 56, and 71. They're not devoid of size. They got some good size here.
No, not devoid of size at all. And we'll be seeing that size on display tonight as that Madison County run game really gets going. You know, Coach, they're averaging 333 yards per game rushing this season. And they're led by Vasanta Allen. 322 yards rushing, 340 yards passing.
Wow.
So he is a complete package.
Coach,
that they have.
Exactly is the delay?
Not quite sure what the delay could be. I don't see any clock issues.
The officials are standing there in discussion.
They are sending a coach down the track, and maybe that's something that they're going to have to get resolved. Coach Hickman has now come on the field for Florida High, and he's talking with the referees. But while we're waiting for them to start, Madison also features Robert Hires. He has 576 yards rushing this year, leading the team.
Well, Insights High School Game of the Week, we're going to take a break right now. We'll come back for the kickoff as they call the coaches The issue was that they were waiting on the lights to come on. But, Coach, the light's still not on. But you need to play until that point, I guess.
Yes, sir, I did. They tried to come on. We saw them flicker, but they've gone back off. Hopefully they'll get that issue resolved. And there's Miller with the kickoff. Fielded by Florida High at about the 8-yard line.
Trying to turn that corner, but he turned it back in. Well-coached play there on the special teams.
That's right. That's Trey Donaldson on the kick.
Trey Donaldson, the star guard on the basketball team, is a being recruited mid-major in basketball. Excellent perimeter shooter. Played him at point guard and two guard, but is a definite scorer at the two guard spot.
Yeah, that was great kick coverage by Madison County as they were able to corral Donaldson on the return. And so now Florida High will begin its first drive of the game. 1st and 10 from the 15-yard line.
And back at quarterback in the shotgun starting this year is Willie Taggart Jr. A quarterback prospect, came as a 3-star recruit last year when he came to Florida State and had to learn the system. Started guard, Hill transferred to play for his dad, Giant Paul II, throws it up top.
And his first pass is picked off by Madison County. Tavius Davis for Madison with the interception.
Yeah, he put that one with a lot of air up under it.
Way too much air. That's definitely not the way that Florida High wants to start this ball game. But that's exactly what Madison wants to be able to do. Get the first turnover on the ball game, and they're going to take over at the 35-yard line.
Not only the first turnover, and the first offensive play.
Yeah, very lackadaisical on that drop. There wasn't much of a pass rush. Just didn't seem to really get anything on the ball. Had a lot of air under it, and Madison County was able to come down with it.
Yeah, it's almost like a punt.
So here comes Madison, led by Allen. And that handoff goes to Octavius Davis, who just got the pickoff. Check that.
Play that time. They turned it back in. And as you talked about in the pregame, your defensive assignments are going to be critical in terms of how they contain this offense today. Yes,
they absolutely are going to have to be very, very disciplined in what they're doing. Madison typically running that wing T, but they're coming out with a 2-back set. And we got our first penalty of the game. It's a false start on the Cowboys. That's going to back them up 5 yards. That first carry was Darian Staten, Coach. I apologize.
That's okay. We got 2nd and about 13 now.
Staten actually leads the team with 229 yards receiving this year. I would imagine a lot of his receptions are coming out of the backfield set, and he's probably taking those the distance.
Well, if they come out of your offensive set this time, still run up the middle.
Yep, run up the middle. And that's Robert Hires, who's leading the team in rushing. Florida Highs stood pretty stout here on the first 2 defensive plays.
They did, Coach, they did.
3rd and about 13 for the Madison County Cowboys.
That defensive tackle, Ricardo Hibbin, 5'11", 275, made that tackle. And looks like we have another illegal procedure.
The big fella was real happy, real proud of the work he was able to do down there. He got up pretty fired up.
Yeah, and he should be happy. This is Madison County. This is not your normal high school basketball team. You're playing a tradition today. And you're playing, I see one light. They're starting to trickle on. Because in 15 minutes, they're going to need them.
Allen in the gun. Staten in motion. And Florida High able to keep him contained and not let him get away. And number 20, Marcus Hagler with the sack.
And that was a design play. All 3 receivers ran go routes. Tried to clear it out underneath to allow him room to run up the middle, but Florida State was disciplined and stayed at home.
Absolutely. Florida, I did a really, really great job on that series, Coach. You turn the ball over, but you don't give Madison any momentum on their first drive.
One thing that Madison taught Florida State last year, you have to play 4 quarters to beat them. You can't beat them in 3. No air under that kick. He's trying to run it, Coach.
I'm a little surprised. At that effort by Amari Harvey inside the 5-yard line. He tried to field it. That one he should have let pass and get to the end zone. They could have had better field position coming out to start the 2nd drive.
You're exactly right there, Coach. I don't know what they were thinking. We've had these discussions about these kickoffs all season. These punt situations. Insights have to be right there.
And Florida High really backed up deep in their territory. Little quick handoff to Emory Laird.
Trying to get a little room in there. Have to play a lot more judiciously with the ball than he did the first time we had it.
Yeah, pickup of about 2 on first down, 2nd and 8 for Florida High. Taggart under center. And again, running that outside zone. Madison all over it. I think he's probably going to take a loss there.
Yeah, Coach, he ran about 8 yards to lose 1 because he got stuck pretty good on that.
Yes, he did. Never put his foot in the ground and made a decision.
There wasn't much room for him to turn up on him, and Madison County is fundamentally sound.
Well, they definitely were all over that play. And that's going to bring up 3rd down and long for Florida High. 2-back set, Taggart in the gun. Little short roll. He's in a little trouble. And he just did get out of the end zone.
Yes, he did, Coach.
It was almost a safety.
Coach, he's a little careless the way he's handling that ball in one hand like that.
That definitely was a
When you're under
dangerous
pressure,
situation.
You can't do that like that, Coach. That's going to be a recipe for disaster for him.
Yes, it is, and it's going to put his punter's foot right on the end line.
It is, Coach.
To try to get this kick off.
Last time it was a line drive kick.
Snap is good, and the kick is going to be short and fielded at the 31.
Yes, sir. And inside high school game of the week. We'll be right back. Madison right up on the line.
Yep.
One in motion.
Come out of double tight set. That was almost a tongue twister. Double tight set, but very unusual. Another false start penalty for Madison.
It look like they're trying to run a different offensive set, but they put looks like a fullback in motion. Coach, he's a pretty good size fellow.
Yeah, this is definitely not the traditional wing T offense that we see from Madison. They're running 2 tight ends. And now motion out. Allen right up the gut. He picks up about 3 yards.
A hard 3, Coach.
Very tough run. It's going to bring up 2nd and 12. Twins to the left for Madison. Little trap action by the H-back, and Hires is able to get a pretty good gain.
Yeah. Coach, if they can let him get ahead of steam like that, he's going to be a difficult young man for Florida High to bring down.
Yeah, it was really good blocking up front. There was a hat on a hat. Hires was able to pick up a pretty good yardage there on 2nd down.
3rd and 3. I would expect the same thing this time. Fake.
And the keeper by Allen. And I think he's going to be still shy of the 1st down.
Is that number 4 at quarterback?
Vasante Allen, yes, sir.
Played basketball. We remember him from following Madison. I'd love to see programs with dual athletes playing multiple sports. Let the young man find out what he's really good at.
He's actually,
especially in the smaller schools, you have to play him. You just don't have the numbers. But 4th and 1, it looked like they were trying to go for it. And looks like we got a timeout. High school game of the week. We'll be right back.
Here's a big fourth down, Coach. Vasante Allen at quarterback, commanding the troops. He's got to pick up a yard, and that was fairly easy. Right up the middle to Hires for a first down and more.
Coach, we called to say he gets a head full of steam. He's going to be a difficult one to bring down.
Yeah, absolutely. Hires at 5'9", 203 pounds.
And he looks bigger than that, Coach.
Yeah, it's going to be tough to stop him only needing 1 yard. Madison is on the move now. First down for the Cowboys. Split backfield. And running a little stretch. We're gonna have holding on the outside by the wide receiver. Staten was trying to string it out and figure out where he was gonna cut it up. But we're gonna have a holding call on that, on the edge there. And indeed, 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Pretty sure Florida High is going to take that penalty.
Oh, I would imagine so.
They're going to need as much yardage as they can possibly get. Official is taking a timeout for a water break.
Ah, here we go.
Water break timeout. All right, let's stop. On behalf of the Boys and Men Incorporated Mentoring Program of Madison County, we would like to present this financial award of $50 to the player of the highest number of points in the Accelerated Leaders Program. This is created to encourage, to enhance, and shine a spotlight on the importance of the region of what the youth of Madison County. Every home is going to put money behind academic programs within our county. Boys committed to points of business in developing future leaders. That starts with the development. Great leaders. Give a big hand back to the varsity player. Sign on the line and see varsity leader. Let's get behind this great call. Great job, boys and men.
And here we go, first down. Handoff. That's number 21, Greg Mitchell. He's able to pick up some yardage. After that holding call.
After that holding call.
That was a pretty big mark off. So now we have second down and about 17 for the Cowboys. Allen, that's a pass behind the line of scrimmage. And it's caught. Oh, nice run by Darian Staten. He really ran behind his pads and was able to pick up really nice yardage there. That was a lateral pass. So had it not been completed, it would have been a live ball behind the line of scrimmage.
Would have been dangerous then, Coach.
That might be setting something else up, Coach. When you start to throw a lateral pass that early, you may be looking at the defense to see how they react to it. Might be able to slip a receiver behind it later on in the game.
Might be able to do that, Coach.
Allen throws the little out, and ball is on the ground, but it goes out of bounds before Florida High can gain possession inside.
The last thing Madison needs to do now is get this close, be in scoring position, then turn it over. 4:08 left, fourth down, 0-0.
Madison bringing on Thomas Miller to attempt the field goal. It's going to be about a 27-yard attempt. Snap is good, hold is good, kick is good.
Good, and that gives Madison draws first blood. 3-0. He'll come back for the kickoff. 3-0 score here with 3 minutes and 42 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Madison with a 3-0 start over Florida High, who has not had good field position the whole first quarter.
No, they haven't, but Donaldson is trying to change that for Florida High as he gets them out to about the 34-yard line. That's right, Miller came on in the last possession for Madison. 27-yard field goal to give them the 3-0 lead.
That's Trey Donaldson, 6'1", sophomore, plays quarterback and cornerback. He's going to be recruited in both sports. 6 months, good size for a cornerback back there, Coach.
Yes, he is. That's exactly what they're looking for to defend these taller receivers that we're seeing so prevalent now in the sport of football. Those guys can really run, they can really jump, and they use their size really well. You have to have somebody just as big to defend.
Exactly right. You got Willie Taggart Jr. here looking to settle his team down, and much better throw that time.
Much better throw, twins to both sides. He's able to complete that pass out to George Henderson. Henderson picks up about 6 yards. So it'll be about a 2nd and 4 for Florida High.
They needed these lights because it's a little dark in part of, you got shadows in part of this stadium.
Yeah, that's going to create some issues for some of those guys down there.
That's what you call home field advantage.
Absolutely.
Kind of throws it with a 3/4 arm delivery. Missed him there.
Missed him out in the flat. That pass was intended for number 15, Caden Reck.
He was open there. That would have been very close to being a first down play, Coach.
Excuse me, Taylor Gilly that pass was intended for. He definitely was open and would have been able to pick up some good yardage. He would have picked up the first down, but the pass just a little bit off the mark for Taggart.
I don't think Florida High has even converted a first down yet.
No, they have not. 3rd down for Florida High.
3:18 left in the first quarter.
Florida High in a double tight set. And we've got a run around the right edge. The safety for Madison came screaming and was able to knock the ball carrier out of bounds. They're going to be short of the first down.
Looks like they're about a yard and a half short, Coach. Are they going for it?
It may be a little too early to go for it, but I think Florida High is pretty confident. Coach Hickman, I'm pretty sure he definitely is confident.
They're going for it. No kicker in the game.
Coming out of double tight set, I think Taggart might hold on to this one, try to pick up that yard. He's getting signals from the sideline, trying to get them exactly what they want to be in.
Draw them off.
Yeah, do we have?
Delay a game.
We do have delay a game. I don't see the flag. Yep, delay a game. Got a little cold feet there, Coach Hickman did, I think.
I would not have been surprised.
That delay of game is going to back them up 5 yards, and they're going to punt the ball, Staten back deep for Madison.
A little hang time, nice roll.
Yes, allowed the coverage team to get down. And they're not.
You notice that nobody on Madison's team gets close to the ball. Everybody scatters.
Coach, that's one of the first times we've seen it this season.
We've
been talking about it all season. Guys on those punt return teams getting in the way of the football and having the opportunity for it to bounce off of them, creating a live ball situation. But Madison did a really good job getting away from it.
They did.
Here comes Madison County, first down. Handoff looks like to Hires, and he picks up about 7 yards.
Coach, they're kind of getting into a little routine here. They're going to pop one of those in a minute.
They are, and this is something that we don't typically see from Madison as well. They run in tempo. And there's what you just talked about. And we should have a face mask coming in. And so that's going to tack on 15 yards to Hires carry as Madison is on the move.
And big first down there.
Not often we see tempo from Madison County.
That's true.
I tell you one thing, though. I bet you $1 to a donut at any time they can go back to that wing tee and they can run it just as well as they could at any other time of the season. They actually gave them the 5-yard variety of the face mask penalty and not the 15-yard personal
and
foul.
what's the difference? If one is accidental?
Yes, and if you get your hands on his face mask, you take it right off. 5-yard penalty. If you grab him and pull him down, you're going to get the 15-yarder. And the receiver runs a double.
He was open, Coach.
Little double move out there. The pass falls incomplete.
The way they're beginning to exert their will on this defensive line from Florida State, they just opened the field up a little bit. They wanted to stretch it out a little bit. Good attempt.
Yeah,
got 2:09 left in the first quarter, 3-0, with Madison County up.
Definitely have to show that you're not afraid to try to stretch the field. That pass just a bit off. Allen takes the snap, and he goes right up the middle. I think he has enough to pick up a first. Might be a little short.
1:58 left. Clock is moving. Florida High tackler not quite as crisp as it was earlier in the quarter. They began to break some of those tackles early.
Well, they're trying to substitute here. Madison is running a little tempo. Florida High does get enough off the field. But Hires takes the handoff, and he's going to pick up 2 yards. It's going to be just enough for a first down.
Coach, he moved the pile. He kept his legs moving, and we could stand here and see the pile of humanity headed to the sign that says Boot Hill. He just carried 3 of them.
First down for Madison, 39-yard line.
Florida State's going to have to hit them and stick them. They're going to break one.
And that might be the one. Close to it. That handoff to Staten on the right side. He picks up about 8 yards on that carry.
And you got 1:10 left. Madison on the ground, which is typical of them.
They definitely eat up yardage on the ground. We got counter action. And Allen is going to pick up a first down. Running that counter right behind big number 51, Zane Herring, 6'5", 300 pounds. He's committed to the Florida State University next year.
50 seconds left in the first quarter, and what it has really turned into a beautiful evening for football. The sun is set. We have the windows open, the back door open here. Very great accommodations here. And we have a timeout and Insights High School Game of the Week. We'll be back after the timeout.
All right, fans, don't forget, next week, again, bus line has a bus going to the football game. Right now, 9/27/2019, we have Wednesday at 2 p.m. The bus goes out at 2:30. St. Petersburg, price $43. It's Chuck Jones. For more information, next week, we have Wednesday at 2 p.m. Bus goes $43. St.
Coach, we might need to be at that bus next Friday.
That's going to be a really interesting matchup.
I'm talking about the bus ride at Winn-Dixie on the same beat.
Yeah, they're going to take the Madison Cowboys down to St. Petersburg to take on Lakewood.
Oh, that's going to be – Lakewood is 4 or 5A, aren't they?
Bigger than that.
Wow.
That's going to be a pretty good matchup. Hires right up the middle. You know, Madison has to play pretty much anybody they can get to schedule them. Playing a 1A school is not something that everybody wants to do because you really don't have a lot to gain and you almost have a whole lot to lose, but this is not your typical 1A football team.
Exactly.
I match Madison County up with anybody.
And they will next weekend down in Lakewood and St. Pete.
Yes, they will. For those Madison County fans, they say they're leaving out. from the Winn-Dixie.
Winn-Dixie. Hey,
At
meet at 2 o'clock.
2 o'clock.
$43.
$43.
Hey, that's worth going down there and back.
Yes,
next Friday,
it is.
We have we'll be with Florida High again. I think we have Madison County at Florida High next week. But we also got a Tuesday night game, and we had middle school, high school game of the week with 2 undefeated teams with Montford and Cobb. Was the Insights high school game of the week. We're going to take a break right now. Here we are to start the second quarter. Madison County 3, Florida High 0.
And in typical fashion, that was a pretty good pace for the first quarter. You're going to see a lot of running by Madison County, eating up, chewing up a lot of that clock. Florida High coach really was not able to get anything going in the first quarter.
They did not, and that was exactly what I was getting ready to say. They're going to have to do something offensively.
Allen back to pass.
He just snapped that one.
Oh, receiver in and out of his hands. And
Coach,
the pass.
He turned around and ran backwards rather than turn and look over his older shoulder and keep it in stride and catch that.
Well, to me, the fact that he was able to turn around and run backwards lends question to me about the coverage of Florida High.
What the coverage or lack thereof?
Lack thereof in that instance. I'm pretty sure that the coaching staff is not happy with that. They took the young man out of the game and they've gone to another alternative. Hires up the middle, and he takes it down to the 6-yard line.
Getting a handful of steam now, Coach. We called it. He's just wearing them out right now. But even with what the defense has done, actually defense had for Florida High has not played badly. Is that they haven't had anything that happened for them offensively to generate some offense, give the defense a chance to rest some.
There's Hires again, just running through tackles. Ran straight through the arm tackle of Florida High. He's going to pick up a first down. That's going to give Madison first and goal from the 4-yard line.
And that's probably the last thing Florida High wanted, was for them to be able to get first and goal. And to have 4 downs of seeing him coming at you.
Florida High is going to have to get another player off the field.
Yeah, you saw 2 come on, and how many
Only
leave?
one left.
I saw those fingers going, Coach.
Now they match up Allen, and he's going to walk in the end zone. Touchdown number 1, Vasanta Allen, 4-yard touchdown run. And that gets Madison on the board.
That makes the score 9-0.
Coach, that was a 76-yard drive we just saw.
Well orchestrated drives at all 76 yards on the ground.
Hires and Allen.
Now he got his leg behind that one.
Snap was good, hold was good, kick was good by Miller. Madison County 10, Florida High 0.
And we'll be back for the kickoff. 10-0 score, 11:31 left in the second quarter. Trying to run across the field, which was not very successful.
Not there. Trey Donaldson hadn't had much success tonight on those returns. Coach, we just saw Madison County's 76-yard march down the field where they absolutely manhandled the Florida High defensive line.
Starting to wear them out, Coach. And we talked about the fact that they were going to put their head down and hit them. Hires kept running over, softened it up. Adam was able to creep through there a little bit. It's going to be really important for Florida High to be able to establish something on offense, but the Madison defense has not allowed them to get into any type of rhythm.
That's right. They really need to get something going quick, or this might get out of hand if this continues. Taggart with the handoff, and right there is the Madison defense. Count them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hats to the football coach. Madison County really not playing on the defensive side.
They put a lot of helmets on the ball, but again, he didn't run to the hole. He had a hole. He didn't run to the hole. He ran where he thought the hole was. Madison put the heat on him. I don't think they lost a yard on that. I don't think it plays the Florida High's advantage as much as their offense has struggled to be in second and long. That usually leads to third and long.
That's true, and they've been behind the chains pretty much the entire night. And look at that. Oh my goodness. He absolutely destroyed the offensive lineman. That was DeMarvion Brown, and he absolutely destroyed the man in front of him.
Coach, that play looked bad from the beginning.
He took the offensive lineman and drove him.
Yes, he did.
Into the backfield, right into the ball carrier.
He absolutely did.
Taggart rolling out and unable to complete the pass as it falls incomplete.
Taggart starting to hang his head a little bit at quarterback. He sat all of last year, didn't play much. All of his playing has come now. He's going to have to suck it up and lead his team. That was a pass that he usually makes.
That actually was Brown. Todd Brown looked like who really took over there defensively for Madison and just completely disrupted everything that Florida High was attempting to do.
Another good roll if he gets to, if he gets to that wall over there, Coach.
Yeah.
Good return, Florida. Good coverage.
I think that was Staten. He almost made something really special happen there.
He almost did, Coach. He almost did. And Madison comes out. They come right to the line.
Yes, as you say, Madison coming right to the line. Offensive personnel already had the play that they were wanting to run as they come out to start this possession. They get right to it.
Right to it, Coach. They're keeping that pressure on the Florida High defense. They're continuing to just wear them down.
There's Allen on the keep. Only pickup of about 1 there. Florida High able to corral him for the stop. Tackle made by number 48, Billy Roth.
9:22 left in the second quarter. You got a 10-0 score.
Offset eye for the Cowboys. Hires. Oh, goodness. Oh, goodness.
They don't want to see.
Coach Hires looks like beast mode right now.
Exactly.
And then he gets up and tells him to keep feeding him like Ezekiel Elliott. That was a very impressive run. Hires really getting behind his pads, and he's making the Florida High defense feel him tonight.
We called that early in the game that this was going to happen, but Madison is being successful against a very good defensive team.
And
quickness.
Allen gets out of trouble, extends the play with his feet, and able to pick up 6 yards.
He made something out of nothing. There wasn't anything there.
He really did. They tried to get a double move down here at the bottom of your screen with the receiver. Florida High covered it up pretty well. But then
you got an injured player here at the bottom of the screen, Florida High player. While they look after him, we'll be back. That was number 17 they were helping off the field there from Florida High.
Kiarian Green.
Coach, did you get a decent score for us?
We got back in Tallahassee, Rickards, 22-0 over Lake Weir. Had to have homecoming for Rickards tonight.
They need to celebrate and party.
There's Hires. And Hires just carrying defenders. He is really making a statement right now. Florida High is really having a difficult time containing Hires at this time, at this point in the ball game.
He's either doing one or two things. He's carrying them or running over.
And you see Florida High defenders have their hands on their hips already. And we're just here in the second quarter with 8 minutes to go. And
Coach,
Hires is really doing a number.
Doesn't generate any offense. You get no offense, no first downs. Your defense can't help but wear down, especially the way Madison keeps hitting them in the mouth.
That's absolutely correct. Staten on that carry, he's not able to pick up anything. Matter of fact, I think he loses a yard. 2nd and 11 for the Cowboys.
Very important that Florida High holds Madison County to a field goal, limiting them to being only down 2 scores. For them to score a touchdown now and go down 17-0 would be extremely difficult based on the fact that they have not generated much offense.
Yes, it would, but it's going to be hard for Florida High to get that done when Madison is able to run the ball that effectively. Allen taking that ball around left end and going to bring up 3rd and about 4.
6:55 left in the second quarter.
There's Allen again, and once again able to just kind of walk in. Got a flag on the play though. That's going to be a hold on Madison County. I was just getting ready to point out that the offensive line is doing such a magnificent job up front, being able to get a hat on a hat. But they did get tagged for holding there on that 2nd down run, touchdown run by Allen. So that's going to bring it back 10. Madison County will still have it 2nd down.
The only thing that slowed Madison County's offense down so far has been their own penalties.
Yeah, it's been Madison County. Got a little skip out and shovel pass. Florida High doing a really, really good job right there sniffing that out.
Well, he actually had a lot of room there, Coach. I thought he was going to keep that one himself.
Yeah, he probably should have kept that one. He's trying to get his teammates involved.
6:30 left, 4th down. That holding backed them up. If Florida High can come out with Madison just scoring a field goal, they'll pat themselves on the back a little bit.
That's right. That's a win for Florida High.
That would be a win in a game that they haven't won many battles.
Miller on the attempt, going to be about 30 yards. Oh, that snap is botched. And Florida High is able to keep Madison off the board on the botched snap.
And again, as we said, the only thing that's really hurting Madison is Madison. See if Florida High can put it together. Coach Hickman's been talking to him at halftime.
Getting ready to talk to him at halftime. And I'm wondering what kind of conversation that's going to be.
Well, it's going to be depending on how they close out these last 5 minutes.
Well, that's not a good start because right now they're behind the chains once again with a loss of 1.
It actually started off as a good move. I was looking for Taggart Jr. to plant that foot and turn it up a little bit stronger there.
They're really having a hard time dealing with Todd Brown on that defensive line for Madison County.
There's your bubble screen.
And that's one of the first positive plays we've seen for Florida High.
Saw Willie Taggart Jr. run that in a play last year, and he was the receiver, and I think he went about 75 yards as the wide receiver. They were just trying to find a way to get him on the field there.
That one completed to Jahaz Morgan. That's going to bring up 3rd and 5 for Florida High. Taggart getting the signal from the bench. He's got trips to his left. Offset back to the right. And that ball is tipped at the line, and Madison picks it off. Wow, Johnny on the spot for Madison. Number 18,
pretty much
Zamarian Robinson.
Pretty much the worst case scenario for Florida High there to get that deflected pass. Receiver was coming across the middle and was open. Once it was deflected, he ended up serving, what, that second interception?
Yes, sir. Started the game, first pass was picked off, and now that's his second of the game. Florida High just absolutely hasn't been able to get anything going offensively. Yet and still only down 2 scores. Hires up the middle, and he's really pounding the Florida High defense.
I'd really be curious to see what the stats say with his yardage after the hit, because that first hit doesn't slow him down at all.
Not at all. Coach, he's going to have as many yards after the hit as before the hit.
I would agree.
At this point, there's Hires again, and he gets
Coach,
tumbled.
he's on our side now. Did you notice that when right before he got ready to get hit, how low he got?
Yes, he's really trying to bring some pain to the defender. Trey Donaldson, though, flipped him over, head over heels on that play.
But Trey was trying to get under it. He's not somebody you want to hit head on.
That's right. Oh, there's Allen. Allen picked up about 15 yards on that carry.
Yeah, they got a little thunder and lightning combination going now.
Yes, they do. It's the Allen Hires show. As we stated earlier, 333 yards per game on the ground for this Madison County Cowboy team. And Allen is stopped there. Gonna lose a yard.
and not giving up Florida High with a tradition of winning themselves. They're not a bunch of pushovers.
No, not at all.
They're ranked number 2 in Class 3A. They have a good. This is a good football team Madison is handling right now.
Well, they're definitely handling them.
3 minutes and 10 seconds to go.
2nd and 11. There's Hires. And, oh, he squirts through. What a burst. And I think Hires got in for the touch.
Oh, my.
13-yard touchdown run. Coach, did you see the burst?
Did you?
At the end.
Coach, I thought I was seeing things.
He was shot.
Thunder and lightning.
Shot out of a cannon at the end of that run, Coach.
That's thunder with a lightning bolt right there.
Absolutely.
That may have been his most impressive run.
Oh, without a doubt. That was his most impressive run.
That was a Division I running back running through there then.
Absolutely. Robert Hires, 5'9", 203 pounds. And guess what, Coach? He's only a junior.
Oh. He'll be all Big Ben, Coach.
All Big Ben, all state.
Say Coach Big Ben said, and all state. Oh, my. We'll come back for the kickoff. Coach, we got a 20-0 score, 3 minutes left in the half.
Coach, I think Florida High is fortunate that it's only 20-0. If not for a few penalties, we could be approaching 30-0 at this point.
We got flag.
Yeah, offsides on Madison. That's going to back him up 5 yards. That's one of those unnecessary penalties that you never want to see in a ball game with the rules changes that they've made here in the kicking game. There's no reason for you to be offsides.
Here we go.
And there's a kick by Miller. Donaldson on the return. Donaldson breaking through and gets down to the 30-yard line.
One person away from popping that one and getting a little bit more yardage out of it.
In that first half, your Cowboys 17, 7-0.
Coach Donaldson looks like he's gotten a little taller since we've last seen him play.
Well,
on the basketball court.
That would have been in February, and he has if he's at 6'1" now. And as a former basketball coach, I always had a special affinity for a basketball player that played football. They were not afraid of contact. Nice breeze blowing through here.
Taggart
Screen
dropping
pass.
back screen, and his running back got knocked down. Right now, they are just really having a difficult time getting anything going.
Not much rhythm to the Florida High offense right now.
Well, Coach, everything they've tried, they've been unsuccessful. They've tried to throw the ball deep, not successful. They've tried to run the ball between the tackles, not successful. They've tried to get it on the perimeter, unsuccessful. We're trying to run a screenplay. It's just been a myriad of problems for what the Madison County defense has been able to do to this offense. And then now Taggart's getting rushed heavily. Should be holding on Florida High, and that's going to create another problem for the Seminoles.
It's face mask.
Oh, they call it a face mask. I thought for sure that we would see a holding call, but they get Madison for a face mask.
Exactly, Coach.
That's going to be the biggest gain of the night for Florida High.
As before you went through those litany of descriptions, as I said, they hadn't had any rhythm to their offense for all the reasons that you named, but
none.
Unfortunately, looking like my favorite football team, the Cleveland Browns and Baker Mayfield. 2:34 left.
Taggart on the roll. Looking deep, nothing there. He's going to try to outrun the defender to the left, and he's able to pick up maybe enough for a first down, which might be their first down of the game from scrimmage, barring a penalty.
Yeah. Coach, I was going to say, I was wondering if they were going to move the sticks. For him to run out of bounds right at the sticks, I know that he was coached well enough to run to the stick. You got 2:21 left. He had 3 receivers all running the go route. None of them were open, so he planted his foot, made a decision, and counted on his athleticism.
Now he sets up a middle screen. Nothing doing. Nothing doing on the middle screen. Madison stayed at home and was able to snuff it out. They tried to hit George Henderson, but he's able to pick up just maybe a half a yard.
Maybe a half a yard. I think right now they're just trying to allow Taggart Jr. to gain a little confidence and complete a couple of passes. Even though they're not getting much in it, but they have crossed the 50-yard line. I don't remember the last time they were on this side of the field.
They haven't been. Oh, nice handoff. Out to Alfred Menjor. You know, he leads the Florida High team this year with 292 yards rushing.
Another one person away from popping it.
They really need something special like that to happen.
They do. 1:15 left. Florida High actually getting a little bit more confidence in what they're running now. Welcome to Boot Hill.
And they're getting out to Taggart. He does get the ball off, but it's behind, well behind the line of scrimmage. Going to actually lose about 7 yards on the play. Would have really done himself a service to throw that ball away.
Throw it away. But right then, he was running for his life. He was just trying to not make an excuse, just trying to get a completion, trying to make something happen. But with maturity and experience, he does, as you suggested, Coach, and throw it away.
Yeah, this is going to put Florida High in a situation they're going to have to go for it here on 4th and 11.
Oh, absolutely. It's only 28 seconds left in the half.
Right, and down 17-0. Clock is running.
They're not even going to get the play off.
They did take the timeout before the delay of game penalty.
And Coach, I think I would have had to go on and try that one. Insights going to take a timeout as well. We'll be right back.
Left in the first half. Your Cowboys 17, Florida High 0.
Coach, why would you let the time run out like that and then take the time out?
Fourth down for the Seminoles.
Not quite sure in that particular situation because Number one, you're not going to be able to get Madison County to jump off sides. If they did, it's still not going to get you in position for first down. And so that, I was a little bit puzzled by that, but maybe they just were trying to decide whether or not they wanted to go for it. With that punt, that's actually the better decision because Madison County is probably going to take a knee and take this into halftime.
Would you not have not even downed the ball and let them run out for the last 3 seconds?
Yes.
We say yeah.
This really could be a lot worse than what it is at 17-0.
Coach, it seems like it's worse than that.
It does. Madison County has completely dominated the ball game offensively and defensively. Florida High has been able to do absolutely nothing against this Cowboy squad. So it's going to take some major adjustments at halftime. Florida High's got to really focus on themselves and try to get something going to really get back into this ball game.
And we're going to take a halftime break. And Insights will be back.
Hello, I'm Sheriff Walton here. The new school year is upon us, and we need you to stay busy. Our deputy instructors
Now, I don't know that I understand why we get 15 minutes at halftime and then come back at time goes all the way down to 0. Then they give them 3 more minutes. Florida High doesn't look like they're in no hurry to come back out. They're coming from the recesses in the gym on the other side, which I think I probably would have just stayed under the goal down here.
Yeah, absolutely. They have had more than ample space to be able to stay in the end zone and get done whatever they needed to get done, or even simply going behind the bleachers.
Right.
And taking care of that.
We've done these games in many different facilities, and that might be the farthest I remember seeing a team go at halftime.
That's a long walk.
That's a long walk.
That really is a long walk. Coach, I'm like you. Why not put 12 minutes on the clock and then give 3 additional minutes to give a total of 15?
The quarters are 12 minutes long, correct?
That's correct.
So they get, at the end of the day, they get 15 minutes, which is longer than a quarter.
And then an additional 3. So you get 18 minutes for halftime after a 12-minute quarter. I'm not quite sure what the rationale behind that is. I never have really understood that.
Boy, I would have loved to have 18 minutes halftime in a basketball game.
That's time enough to eat a sandwich and everything else, isn't it, Coach?
Exactly. Teams probably wish they wouldn't want me to have them in there in the locker room for 18 minutes. Man, can we not be in there for 3 minutes and be out? I know you're a little special. Coach, enjoyed doing our premiere edition of Insights on HBCU Sports.
That really was fun. It was actually a really good segment, I believe, and hopefully we have some folks tune in and check out what we're doing with the HBCU Sports broadcast.
Yeah, especially on was it HBCU Sports Week or?
It is.
They had on ESPN.
This is HBCU Sports Week. Would have been really nice to have the game nationally televised tomorrow between Florida A&M and Southern. Since we're speaking about HBCUs, that undoubtedly has to be the game of the week in the country for all historically black colleges and universities. That's going to be what a scene in Tallahassee tomorrow night.
It's a scene in Tallahassee tonight.
Yes.
The city looks like homecoming.
Yes, Coach, today.
Florida State is playing Louisville. Florida A&M playing Southern. Southern rolled in with at least 7,000 tickets that they sold from Baton Rouge and came to Tallahassee looking for more. Hopefully, they didn't find nary a one, that all the Rattler fans purchased all the tickets.
I would hope so.
This is exactly what we talked about on the show in terms of money games. If you schedule real good games, it'll limit, perhaps not cut out, but limit the number or type of money games you subject your team to play in terms of bringing in revenue for your programs.
That's right. You'll be able to stay on your own level and be able to generate just as much financially and have a bigger turnout and an opportunity for your fans to really get behind your team at the same time.
Enhances your ability to sell season tickets. When you have an outstanding season ticket package, you can charge the prices that some institutions charge because people know that's the only way they'll be able to see the game.
Yeah, that's absolutely correct. And then when you're bringing in the type of caliber opponent as a Southern, if you could
Tennessee State, Alabama State,
when you think about it,
Grambling, if you had one of those on your schedule every year,
that's right.
And the only way you'd be able to see that game is to purchase a season ticket along with a homecoming game, which is sold out.
Yep.
That encourages you to be able to do that and want to do that.
And essentially, FAMU is going to have 2 homecoming type crowds in succession, because when they come off the road against Norfolk State, they're going to have homecoming. I know one thing we might want to talk about, Coach, is the travel that the teams have to undertake. For example, FAMU, you're going to have to take a ride to Norfolk almost embarrassingly on a bus come next week.
Well, Coach, we have made trips to Delaware State, Maryland, Eastern Shores, and Howard on the bus. So
yeah, I know we have.
Yeah.
I think that practice needs to stop.
Thank you for all your support.
especially if you want to put your team in the best position to win a game.
That's absolutely correct.
Now, Coach, we're getting ready for a kickoff here. 17-0. What does Florida High have to do to get back into this game?
Well, they simply need to focus on themselves, and it starts up front because they've been dominated at the line of scrimmage by Madison County. They're going to have to try to figure some things out, maybe add some double teams to some of the packages, maybe try to move the ball, move it around, run Madison County from sideline to sideline. But they really had a hard time getting anything going offensively. And then to make matters worse, down 17-0, Madison is going to come out and take the first possession of the half.
And they get a pretty decent return there. 2 broken tackles by Madison, which doesn't bode well. Florida State started off doing an excellent job of wrapping up and bringing people to the ground. But as the game went on, Madison exerted their will, their dominance, and their strength, and they just started to run over Florida High a little bit.
Yeah, behind the running of Robert Hires, who really runs, oh my goodness, exceptionally well behind his pass, low to the ground, and he's really powerful, and he starts the half off the same way he left the half, picking up 5-6 yards of carry.
5-6 on the first down.
And
that's
the
a great
Cowboys.
position for offensive coordinator to be in, to call second down with 2nd and 4, 2nd and 5.
You really have to be impressed with what Madison is doing up front. Look at how they just maneuver. Look at how they dominate, pushing the guys off the field. Still blocking downfield is Herring, and he took his defender about 15 yards down the field, and it started with the double team block. And that's what I was saying that Florida High is going to have to start doing. They have to start double teaming some of those guys at the point of attack and try to get something going for their offense. And we get a holding call against Madison. That's pretty much been their Achilles heel tonight. They've had several holding calls.
And we talked about the self-inflicted wounds that they've had, but it's actually kept the game almost manageable for Florida High.
That's correct. Allen taking it around the right end, picking up 5 yards. That'll bring up 3rd and 10 for Madison.
This would be a good sign for Florida High's defense to hold now. Go back, and they're coming off an 18-minute rest. That's about as rested as they're going to be from this point until they get on the bus going back to Tallahassee.
And I tell you what, the way Madison is running the ball, they're going to sleep well. They're going to sleep very well. Allen back to pass. He's having to scramble out of trouble. And Florida High is able to actually stop him about 3 yards from the first down marker.
And Madison's going to punt.
Their punter has not been that busy tonight. This may be the 4th punt. Hires is going back. He serves as the punter as well.
You think he's a weapon back there, Coach?
Not that deep.
Coach, I was just getting ready to say I'd hate for him to have a 10-yard running head start.
Yeah.
Boy, he
hey,
kicked that.
He's a weapon with his foot right there, because that's a great punt. That's fielded at the 10, and we're gonna have one of those blindside blocks on Donaldson. That's gonna cost Florida High. Should cost them half the distance to the goal, and they're not gonna have really good field position once again to start the second half.
Coach, that was what? Maybe a 50-yard punt?
Yes, sir.
Wasn't much hang time on it, but he sure kicked it away. And the field position.
Definitely not good for Florida High to have to start this deep. They've only crossed
how they started the
game. They've only crossed midfield, I believe, one time.
Coach, this does not bode well for Florida High. Madison's defense is licking their chops right now.
Yes, they are. Florida High starting the possession from the 5-yard line.
Last time they started in the shotgun from here.
Taggart under center. Once again, that Madison defense swarming to the football.
Brings up 2nd down for the Seminoles.
Yeah, really good run support there for Madison County as Howard picks up the tackle.
And you got 2 yards on that 2nd and 8. Florida High is picking up the tempo a little bit. Came through the nice run.
Nice run right up the middle for Minjor. I think he's going to have enough for a first down. And he does.
First down.
We haven't said that much tonight for Florida High.
Right, you're exactly right.
So that's a positive coming out for the Seminoles. Still got a long way to go before they're able to hit pay dirt. At the 15-yard line, Taggart pulls from Minjor, rolls out right, and that ball was tipped and then broken up by number 8, Octavius Davis for Madison.
They did a good job of containing Taggart Jr. that time when he rolled out. He was able to turn that corner a few times in the 2nd quarter, but not this time.
Not this time. They've actually pretty much had someone waiting on him on the backside whenever he gets ready to roll out. I would have expected him to be able to run a little bit more and get some offense generated, but he hasn't been able to do that tonight.
They have not.
Hand off to Minjor. Tries to run out of a tackle, but he is tripped up. And that's Jahiron Lee from his middle linebacker position making the tackle.
When the bigger backs that Madison's been able to utilize with the same play, they've been able to run out of those tackles. The Madison has been able, when Florida High has hit them, it didn't matter. Madison kept running anyway.
Yeah. And
the advantage of having a bigger back.
That's right. And when Florida High makes contact, they're going down. So here we go, 3rd down. Florida High once again behind the chains, Coach. They have been in this position the vast majority of the evening.
It's a really, really good crowd Madison has in here tonight.
Yes, it is. They come out and support their Cowboys. And I bet they'll take a pretty good contingency down to St. Petersburg next week. Taggart
sure.
trying to get out.
Athleticism you talked about.
There it is. Oh, and he gets the corner. I think he picked up the first down.
Coach, I think he did too.
Willie Taggart Jr. using those legs to get his team out of trouble. He's going to pick up a first down. So consecutive first downs for Florida High.
Beginning to get a little bit of rhythm to what they're doing. And right now they're just relying on the athleticism of Willie Taggart Jr.
1st and 10 for the Seminoles. Trips to the left. Handoff, fake to Minjor. There's Taggart around the right end. Pickup of about 5.
And an obvious adjustment on the offensive coordinator for him to be able to keep the ball a little bit more. We've seen him run this ball a lot more effective in this drive. Now with 2 first downs and moving the ball, because the drive actually started on the 2-yard line. As compared to the first quarter, that netted them nothing.
Netted them negative. Out to the 29-yard line goes Florida High. Taggart under center. Handoff right up the gut. And
that one person, that last possible person for Madison makes that stop.
They seem to always make the tackle. Minjor taking it up the middle. He's going to pick up a first down.
The
Florida High is
sideline
on the
Florida
move.
High is coming up. It's come awakened. They've awakened. I see them bouncing up and down a little bit. They're coming to life a little bit.
Yes, they are. They don't.
Critical drive. This would do a lot for Florida High's confidence and get them back in the game if they could get something from this drive.
Oh, grass monster tackled Minjor in the backfield. Those plays are always kind of dangerous because you may fall on the back of one of those big offensive linemen.
That was a critical stop
for
Madison. They had been being burned on that first down run.
Yes, they have. Florida High coming out in double tight end set. Taggart with the fake. doesn't have. Did he make the catch?
The way the sideline is reacting, they're saying no.
Didn't make the catch. It was almost picked off.
Brings up third down for the Seminoles.
I for one minute I thought Madison had actually picked the ball off.
But still, that was one of the better looking passes that they had executed. He snapped that one with a lot more authority, as if he knew where he was going with that one. A lot of his offensive throws have been laden with indecision.
Yes, they have. When you come out in that double tight end set, you only have 2 receivers in your route. They may need to look at releasing one of those tight ends. Taggart sacked from behind.
Held it too long that time, Coach.
Davis on the sack for Madison County. Yes, he held it too long. But that goes back to what we were talking about, not enough men out in the route. And so Madison's able to cover that up easily. And there's not a lot of variation within the routes.
Well, they had been successful in this drive because he made quick decisions when they weren't open and were covered and took off and ran.
Flag on the play.
Flag down. It's going to be on Florida High as they back up. It's going to be a false start.
Game of the week. We'll take a break.
Extend an invitation to our Northside Kiwanis group. We are a lively group that meets at 7 a.m. It's called the Earth Risers. We have a lot of entertainment. Love to think about the town and join us.
Florida High readying to punt.
He gets these straight up in there and punts.
Yeah, not a very high punt. And now Madison is starting to play around.
I was
Allen.
just getting ready to ask you about
That was so unnecessary by Vasanta Allen. I just don't understand what's going on with these punt teams. We've been seeing it all season.
All season.
Just brushes with danger.
And we have a water break on the field now.
The new school year is upon us, and we need you to stay vigilant. Our deputies have spent the summer surveying Marion County schools for security improvements, but we need your help to have a safe school year. If you see something safe, we better get safe. Better report to live
That was a good drive by Florida High. It's better than what we had seen the first half. They just need, well, if it didn't anything else but just allow the defense a chance to rest because they'd been on the field so much the first half, Coach.
Yeah, Willie Taggart using his legs on that drive, dropping back in passes. They're rolling him out, and then he's able to make something happen with his best assets, and that's his legs. And then Madison there on that play, coming out with a little counter. Mitchell was stopped immediately by the Florida High defense.
Yeah, he jumped over the defensive tackle there, and the linebacker popped.
Florida High really getting to the ball there, bringing up 2nd and 10 for Madison County. Allen on the keeper. He picks up about 5 yards on that play. We got an injury down, one of the Florida High players. I think number 15 has been injured earlier in the ball game.
I think you're right.
Taylor Gilly.
And as they take care of him,
Insight High School Game Week has returned for its 4th year. You can see the best high school teams. What am I doing? Inside to the party of the team. Sponsoring our leadership academy and sponsor our award-winning Brazil game. Award to highest grade ever and community involvement. Inside the Game Week itself. Stay tuned for Saturday, August 30th.
forget to subscribe to Insights right down in the bottom right-hand corner. Click subscribe. Help us draw more support. You do make a difference.
Too easy for Hires there. Needing 5, picks up 9, and he moves the pile to pick up the first down.
Yeah, Coach, pretty much 5 yards was just him moving the pile there. Thunder and lightning.
That's pretty much it.
Look like an armadillo going through. 5:03 left, 17-0. Too much of a running start. Too much of a running start.
Oh my goodness. Hires once again just absolutely doing whatever he wants to do. Picking up 20 plus yards on that carry.
Coach, he ran about 7 or 8 yards without being touched.
I would be venturing to
Insight
say.
High School Gang Week has returned for this fourth.
What do we have? Florida High might have 12 men on the field.
Hadn't helped.
I missed the call.
See, Coach, it wasn't a call. They just said called the Seminoles for the penalty. They never did say what it was.
There's Allen around right in. And you know, Hires is doing the man's share of the work in the middle of the field. And then Allen is just go ahead and take it over from there. And so there we go again, Madison in. And that was a 15-yard touchdown run by Vasanta Allen.
And Coach, he never hit high. He was just kind of going in second gear.
And he never got touched. They are wearing the Florida High defense out.
They really are.
That snap is good, hold is good, and the kick is good by Miller. That puts Madison up 24-0 with 4 minutes, 26 seconds to go in the third quarter.
We'll be back for the kickoff. And a cool breeze going through here today. I don't care. We had 105 the other day.
Coach, it's been nice all night.
It really
Since we arrived in Madison, the weather has been absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, man, but I saw you looking at those that plate of fried chicken gives me.
No, that's not my cup of tea, Coach. That didn't move.
4:19 left.
Them gizzards didn't move me.
Yeah, well, we didn't want it to move you too much anyway. You be running down from the top of these bleachers.
I'll tell you what will move me though. Some of that Lindy's hot.
Oh, talk about it,
Chick.
talk about it.
Coach.
I went and got some this week.
You did.
Hot fried chicken and a double order of red beans and rice.
Hey, we say it every week. Team that up with some of that vanilla bean lemonade from Miss B. Events by B.
You got all day eating this.
Now you're working with something.
There you go. There you go. Rolled him out this time. They heard you, Coach. And he sprinted back the other way.
Yeah, but he's got action there. And Coach Madison is they're well prepared. They are very well prepared and very well coached tonight, because everywhere Taggart goes, he's got somebody in maroon waiting on him.
Now let me ask you. Madison's number 1A. Florida High is 3, or number 2, 3A. Does this make Madison the best 1A, 2A, and 3A team in the state of Florida?
Coach, I bet it is.
So you with no argument on that?
No argument from me on that. None. Not one argument. I would pit them up against anybody in 1A, 2A, and 3A. As a matter of fact, why don't you go ahead and put together a 1A, 2A, 3A all-star team and put them up against the Cowboys.
And put them against the Cowboys. Let Coach Cole have them for a few weeks, and
somebody gonna
roll again.
have problems. This Madison team is very impressive tonight.
I want to know how they do next week against Lakewood. That's a much larger high school.
Very intriguing.
A lot of
And they're
time.
bringing the blitz. They're bringing pressure from the secondary.
Coach, he had too much time.
And there it is. They brought delayed pressure from the secondary. And they were able to come up with the sack.
Coach, they were in man coverage. They had 4 receivers in formation and none of them open.
Then when you bring that pressure behind it,
But Coach, all of the routes were again deep, which means you're requiring your quarterback is back there a long time when that route is
that's
up.
right. Nothing intermediate or giving him an option for a check down. Everybody went deep. I'm a little bit surprised at what Florida High is doing in the passing game, or what they're not doing in the passing game. Even Allen back to receive the punt.
You got 2:30 left in the third quarter with a 24-0 lead here. And again, Madison out over the ball.
Ready to go.
Ready to go.
Not wasting any time. Allen in the gun. He's gonna go deep. They're gonna call pass interference. I'm not really a fan of that particular flag there. I think a lot of times we overreact whenever the receiver is touched or falls down. It looked like just both guys got tangled up there. I didn't see the defender impede the receiver. Nevertheless, it's going to be a 15-yard penalty.
So you wouldn't have been
High.
upset if a penalty was not called. You'd have been okay with it.
Oh, I would have, as a Madison fan, I would have been upset.
Okay.
Or coaching staff, absolutely. But I still think we've gotten very sensitive there in that area. It looked like incidental contact to me.
Okay.
There goes Allen, Florida High, up to make the stop.
Coach, you got linemen 10 yards downfield from Madison looking for somebody to hit.
Hit, yes, sir. They are definitely on the hunt.
Aren't they? Coach, they're just running unabated, looking for somebody to lay some wood on.
Yeah, Madison's doing a really good job of the initial block and then getting to the next level after making that initial block. And that's what's been so effective for them tonight, as Hires and Allen have been able to really dominate. There goes Hires again. Just absolute, his best Marshawn Lynch impersonation. Beast mode is right here in Boot Hill.
And Boot Hill, pain, delivering pain. 127, 126, 24-0, and they're looking like they're trying to add to that. Playing a larger school, a ranked opponent by Madison County, the margin of victory all counts on that RPI rating.
That's right. Got a score in from Tallahassee, Coach Rickards. Notches their first win of the season, 29-0 over Lake Weir.
Congratulations to Rickards High School. Way to go, Rickards. Get in the W column.
We got a few more scores. We'll get to those in a moment. But right now it's 2nd and 5 for Madison County. And the Hires Allen show is going to continue here.
Thunder and lightning.
Hand off to Hires. He's able to pick up 4.
22 seconds left. That will probably be the last play in the third quarter.
Right before we get to that, let's get these scores real quick. Guyby up over Lake Mary in the third, 27-21. Childs over Leon third quarter, 31-14. Wakulla 28-7 over Gadsden, all in the third. And we're gonna get ready to take a break, Coach.
We're gonna take one, 24-0, into the third, fourth quarter coming in sights. Be right back.
Crawfordville Lending is a place for you to go for your ticket. It's a short drive down Crawfordville Highway, located at 2120, right across the street. You can get all your ticket win and ticket tickets to live up to the bowling tickets down to the big bowling ticket rest and rest in taxi lights. You can even go to don't need to go to Nashville. You can bring the ticket right across the street.
Call your parents now. Start of the fourth quarter.
Coach, you gotta love it. Say back gate will be open, and call your parents so they can come get you now.
That's right.
We not gonna be out here all night waiting on you.
Not at all. We want to actually,
Call
Coach,
your parents now. It's the fourth quarter.
it's a good time to actually encourage parents to come out with their kids to the game. That's great family time. Watching Madison County, watching anybody on a Friday night. Great opportunity for family time. And there's Allen picking up the first down. It's been a recurring theme all night.
Coach, talk about the number of upperclassmen this team has.
Oh my goodness. Coach, Madison County boasts 40 players on their roster. 21 are seniors and 12 are juniors. And
33 out of 40.
as we say, they're the odds-on favorite to go ahead and win another state championship in Class 1A. When you have leadership like that and everybody's on the same page, it's really tough to beat a team of this caliber. All of these guys are used to winning, Coach. They've been in three straight state championship games, winning 2.
Coach.
So Madison County is no stranger to what needs to be done in order to have a really, really successful season. And this year, that game is going to be in Tallahassee in the state finals.
his own power, Coach, and that's always a good sign.
Yeah, it's been tough for Florida High tonight.
It has, Coach.
They've really been beat up on both sides of the ball.
We got Cobbs and Nims. Not Cobbs and Nims. We have Cobbs and Mumford coming up on Tuesday. 2 unbeaten teams. You want to stay tuned for that one, that's for sure.
And look at that. Madison County walks in the end zone. Darian Staten, 9-yard touchdown run, and he was unmolested.
Untouched, Coach. He said unmolested. You didn't really think I was going to let that go by, did you? He said unmolested.
Coach, that hole was so big I could have ran through that one.
A bobble snap.
It's the second one of the night.
I know.
Yet and still, are you a bit surprised by this 30-0 score?
I'm stunned by it.
I don't think it's what we expected in making the trip over here to Madison.
We expected a much better game. This one comes as a surprise to us. And it's 11 minutes left in the fourth quarter, and it's 30-0.
We'll probably start seeing some subs for Madison County.
Coach, they only got 40 plays.
That's true.
Don't forget the back gate will be open.
The back gate. The back gate will be open, Coach. I thought they were talking about a restaurant at first.
And
They
one of
said
the
back gate, like the restaurant in Brooks County with all you could eat seafood.
Wiregrass. I won't forget. Listen, Coach, he said the back gate is open, and one of the fans yelled out, "And not call your mamas."
Not call your mamas.
All the fans have fun here in Madison County.
Back gate, that's still a good name for a restaurant or a little bar or something. Where you going? I'm going to back gate.
Yeah. Well, right now, Madison is taking Florida High to the Bat Cave.
Coach, and nobody leaving this stadium. Coach, no, I see one set of lights in the parking lot. Nobody leaving. They're having a good time. They're going to enjoy every bit of this.
Yes, they are.
And the Florida High parents and supporters who come, and there are quite a few of them over there. About 2/3 of the stands are full over there, represented with Florida High. They made the drive east from Tallahassee, supporting their team. Florida High would live to play another day.
Got a few more scores coming in, Coach. Hawthorne over Jefferson County, 31-12.
Okay.
Trinity Catholic in Ocala over North Florida Christian, 42-6.
Oh, wait a minute. Over North Florida Christian?
Yes, sir. They stepped up a little bit in class, playing Trinity Catholic tonight. Last score we got from Lincoln and Niceville is Niceville was up 3-0. So that seems like a tight ball game there.
Do you think 3-0 indicates a tight game?
It is.
Okay.
Nip and tuck.
Thought maybe it was a blowout. What quarter is that in?
That's third quarter.
Okay. Second down.
On the left side. Drop down.
That was a bad attempt at a block out there, Coach.
Number 20.
Yeah,
Kendrick Johnson.
Menjor not able to get anything going on that carry.
Brings up third down for the Seminoles.
Madison has just been all over the place. They've dominated up the middle with Brown, Big Todd Brown up in the middle. They've dominated. Then it's hard to get to the edge because they're so fast at the linebacker spot, and here comes the blitz. Taggart able to get out of it, and he
Might be a
just
little
short. Just short of the first down. They're going to have to go for it here, down 30. There'll be no need not to at this point. Menjor on the carry.
And still running.
He's able to pick up the first down. And the clock is going to be rolling.
Florida High goes, they do a pretty good job when they go a little quicker, Coach. Again, Florida High has an outstanding program. You have to go back in the record books to find one where they lost this bad. It's been a while. Now, from a coaching and teaching point, he will have their attention all week.
Absolutely. Absolutely. They're coming off a win where they pretty much destroyed PK Young, who's in their region. And then you turn around and play a Madison team that we all thought would be a really formidable contest. But Madison has really just pretty much had their way tonight versus Florida High. This is an annihilation, Coach.
And we will have them next week against Madison County. Florida High, one of the Insight's original schools that allowed us to come in and see them. And after
Taggart around the left end, he's going to pick up a first down.
And it's really, I have to talk a little bit about how our relationship developed with Madison County, in that we went to see them play basketball against McClay last year with Coach Gene Granger. And we had heard so much about their program, and we had not been granted permission to come to Madison County to do any of their games. And to be honest, we hadn't asked. And we went to see them at McClay. We met Coach Allen Demps, the boys basketball coach who ended up winning the state championship. And we had, he talked to us about coming to senior night in Madison County. So we went to Madison County the following week is Saturday. We got out to unpack to come in Madison County, and Deputy Sheriff walked down from by the door, welcomed us to Madison County, asked if we needed help. We walked in the gym. They thanked us for coming, the Madison crowd. We had never been to Madison, but they treated us so well and was so receptive to us covering their program and being able to put them on so that people could see it, that we just were blown away. All I knew about Madison County was whatever the speed limit was, you better drive 10 miles under it and hope they don't stop it. But I have to say that it couldn't have been any friendlier. We followed them to Hawthorne, Florida. Looked like Hawthorne, Georgia. Looked like two black high schools playing. Looked like old school basketball. Madison County had about 20 parents that were white that came to the game, sat together, supported the team. I left blown away by how they were, how they treated their students. We contacted them during the summer, asked them could we come to Madison County and cover this game. Athletic director and football coach, Coach Cole, instantly responded. I never got that quick email response, not even from you, and was excited about having us come and do the game. And Insights has been thoroughly impressed with the way they have treated us and warmly received us here at Boot Hill in Madison County.
Outstanding place to be, outstanding place for high school football. The dominance of the Madison program has been on display for many, many years for the state of Florida. Madison County is just an absolutely awesome place to come and watch football. Coach, they've been dominant since 1998. I mean, it's just astounding what they've been able to do in their program.
Go ahead and read that to us, Coach.
98 state runner-up, 01 state champ, 03 runner-up, 4 runner-up, 5, 6 in the semifinals, 7 state champs, on and on and on, all the way up until 2017. going 14-0, winning the state title, and then last year capturing it again. And we actually now have Florida High on the board. Is that Willie Taggart?
Willie Taggart.
Around left end. And he goes on a 32-yard jaunt for a touchdown.
And Florida High desperately needs something positive to be able to draw on from this experience at Madison. And they see again, Coach quickly on the line, going for 2. Something they have practiced for this. I don't know.
It's going to be a
perhaps they need to practice that some more.
Had a false start on Florida High. But as we were saying before the touchdown, just year after year, and Coach, that's in 4A, 2A, and 1A, under the leadership of you know, great coaches such as Frankie Carroll and Mike Coe here, who took over in 2010. And tonight is going to be his 105th victory. 105, 21-1 record here at Madison County.
Well, they might as well go for 2, Coach, even though they backed up. Lost 5 yards.
Yeah, they'll line up traditionally and go for 2. Taggart to the corner of the end zone. And able to convert the 2-point play.
And that's exactly what they needed. Actually, that was a nice throw and catch. 7:38 left in the fourth quarter. Insight's High School Game of the Week. We'll be back for the kickoff.
Extend an invitation to our Northside Kiwanis group. We are lively from 8 to 7 a.m. Called Early Risers and Pakamana
Join us.
To 8, 7:38 left. Right now, Florida High is playing for a little pride and respectability.
Yeah, you want to hope that they don't give up right here, 30-8. Even though we're late in the fourth quarter, you hope that your team will continue to play hard and put forth the effort, because you're going to have a game next week.
And so we'll be there to cover it against Gaston County. But I think one of the key things that they needed to see was what they just saw. They need to see some progression and maturity in their quarterback, Willie Taggart. The fact that he has not died, he still played, and they need to get some more positive that they could draw on, because this one loss to Madison County, 1, is nothing to be ashamed of, but 2, it allows them to continue to grow in terms of their goal of getting to the state.
Yeah, and they have a really tough ways to get there. Oh, Coach, how about Staten? Is that Staten, Coach? Yes, Darion Staten. How about him not going out of bounds?
And turned and hit him instead.
Put his shoulder down into the defender.
He sure did, Coach.
Stayed in bounds, keep the clock running.
Sure did,
but
Coach.
the toughness of Staten to put his shoulder down on the defender, that was very impressive.
Wow, Coach. He delivered that hit, stayed on the field, kept the clock moving. Wow, Coach, I think we both just kind of sat here with our mouth open at that one.
That was one of those whoa. That was a whoa moment.
Well coached ball club.
False start against Madison. Referee winds the clock.
6:59.
Left side.
Got to tackle trap, and Hires
Take down for the Cowboys.
doing what Hires has been doing. And that's been all night.
About how many yards you give him tonight? About 130 or so?
Over 150.
6:34 left in the fourth quarter.
Coach, he's been eating them up. I think he's probably approaching 200. He's really been doing the damage inside from in between the 20-yard line area, and then Allen has been taking it over. I hope to see Hires get in the end zone maybe once. Or I think he hopes to get in at least once or twice.
And there's that offensive line 10 yards down the field, coach, still delivering blows.
Yes, they are.
They get to that second and third level blocking, don't they?
Doing a great job of it. Really in control. Madison County has been outstanding up front on both sides of the ball. Clock is running, approaching 5.5 minutes. There's Allen. Pick up a couple. He's just shy of the first down. I'm pretty sure Coach Cole is going to go for it, keep this clock running.
5:13, clock still moving, 23 seconds left. And
Going to get a measurement. Oh, they call it a first down. So no need for the fourth down attempt. First down, Madison County. And they take a water break.
They got water break. And Sites High School Game of the Week. We'll be back.
Extend an invitation to our Riverside Kiwanis group. We are live with meetings at 7 a.m. Call the early risers and have a lot of entertaining love to have you come to town and join us for a breakfast
Wow, Coach.
You know, Coach, some people may wonder why a water break at this point in the game. And it is state mandated that as close to the 6-minute mark as possible in every quarter that you take a water break. But even though it's nice and cool out, you still need to have that in place. We may think it slows the game down and things of that nature, but the player safety is much more important and paramount in this era.
I agree. I agree. Four minutes and 29 seconds.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. One more time. Oh my goodness. Robert Hires here. Coach, we are down 4 minutes left in the game and he's still punishing Florida High.
Beast mode.
Absolutely. At Boot Hill.
At Boot Hill. Beast mode. Good God.
We heard that all the way up here.
Coach, that man, it sound like cattle. Whoa.
That was unbelievable.
Yeah, Coach, that he knocked him back 3 yards.
Yes, he did. And now he gets the ball and he walks in. Nobody wanted to touch him, Coach. Nobody wanted to touch Robert Hires on that run. He was looking for contact, and he couldn't find any.
Couldn't find anybody to hit. Coach, they wanted no part of him.
Wow.
Wow, Coach. Coach, they wanted no parts of it.
None at all.
God, Coach, you don't often see that. Another bad snap. He was able to save it.
Snap was good, hold was good, kick was good.
Insight's High School Game of the Week has returned for its 4th year. You can see the best high school
Madison
teams
County,
in the North
37,
Florida and South
Florida
Georgia
High,
area.
8.
Insights is a part of the community, sponsoring our Leadership Academy and the Dr. Arthur Woodard Student of the Game, awarded to the student with the highest grade point average and community involvement. Insights Game of the Week is back. Stay tuned, Saturday, 4:30 to 7.
Yeah, Coach, you just saw something that you don't see a lot of. A young man that ran through the line and nobody wanted to touch him.
Not at all. He has been a force tonight, and it will continue to be a force to be reckoned with.
Coach, he might pop through there.
Robert Hires is only a junior, and so he's going to be coming back next year, but the way he's running tonight, he could make himself eligible for college football next year. I didn't want to go too far and say the NFL draft, but he really is running that football
Coach,
tonight.
talk about the guy who left here about 3 years ago down in your hometown in Daytona Beach at Bethune-Cookman.
Yeah,
About him
starting quarterback. Starting quarterback for Bethune-Cookman University Wildcats, Arkevius Williams. Coach, he was something special here in Madison County. Really a spectacular athlete that wanted to play quarterback at the collegiate level and would not settle for those programs trying to recruit him simply as an athlete. And so he ended up down at Bethune-Cookman, where they gave him an opportunity to play quarterback. He was the, I believe, Florida High School Player of the Year during his time here in Madison.
A lot of the
if
schools
I'm not mistaken.
thought that he was too little to play that spot.
Yeah, and typically, what's typical of many schools want to convert you into an athlete, but he stuck to his guns, was having no part of it, and now he's had a lot of success at
And we got a
Bethune-Cookman.
player that's helping off the field. We'll be right back. Minutes and 10.
More pressure coming from the secondary. Listen, Coach, Madison County has not let up. They've not let up at all.
He's limping on the side. Taggart's limping.
Yeah, I was almost going to say I was a bit surprised to even see Florida High still with their starters out there in what has been a blowout. Madison hasn't let up, though. They're bringing 2 blitzers on that play there. So they're really still getting after it.
3:01 left. Like they're a little bit upset that Florida High scored that touchdown 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, I think they wanted to keep them off the board. Absolutely. When you get to this stage of the game, you definitely want to preserve a shutout. Taggart's pass is incomplete, and he took a shot at the end of the play.
Fourth down. 2:52. And a few of the fans have finally found out they still have a real sizable crowd, a contingent here still pulling that home team through. They kept talking about the back gate was open. I guess someone went on out that back gate. 4th down and going for it.
Taggart on the roll to the right, gets it out to his fullback, and he picks up a 1st down.
Pass complete. 1st down for the Seminoles.
2:41.
That pass completed to Emory Laird.
Special shout out to Athletic Director Tyrone McGriff. We've seen you on Instagram and Facebook out there racing people. I guess those Achilles tendons have gotten better for you.
Here comes the pressure once again from Madison. Taggart slammed down on the Florida High sideline.
That corner blitz, he came in untouched, Coach.
Yeah, it's amazing. They're still bringing them. They're not letting up. I guess they say if Florida High, you're still out here competing, we're going to continue to compete with.
Exactly. 155, 154. At 37-8. And Florida High still looking to put it in the end zone.
Little short run up the middle. Gonna keep that clock moving. Mercifully for Florida High.
Boot Hill. Boot Hill. You leave Madison County. Once you get on that interstate, you're not gonna find anything to eat. So I hope you had something in the truck.
That's a pretty good run.
It was close to a 1st down.
By Florida High, Taylor Gilly, able to keep his feet, make a couple moves in a tight space, pick up some yardage for the Seminoles.
39 seconds left.
Brings up 4th down for the Seminoles.
They're gonna get one more playoff.
Probably try to throw it to the end zone, but Madison still coming. Taggart running for his life.
Yeah. They hit him with 6 people.
Wow, it's been really, really tough night for Florida High.
7.6 seconds to go as the Cowboys take over and probably taking a knee. Impressive win by Madison County.
Very impressive tonight. Coach Cole really had his team ready to go. You could tell they were well coached. They were well disciplined. Offensively, they ran the ball effectively, and they probably kept up definitely with over that 322 yard per game average that they've been putting together all year. You know, Coach, we just saw great sportsmanship there from the Madison County players and Florida High players before this game is over. But defensively, then they continue to dominate as well. Many times getting 6, 7 people around the ball.
But no, what was the great sportsmanship you saw?
Oh, the handshaking
Okay.
before the play started.
Okay.
Yeah, they started to shake hands and exchange pleasantries before the game was over.
Now, one of the things that I do, and you're the person I'm going to give this assignment to, as we do the Gadsden Florida High game next week, we'd like to kind of see how Madison is doing in Lakewood, you know, as we go along if we can. We know that they put them, keep the score up there. You also see the deputy sheriff walking the referees off.
Well, I tell you what, there's no controversy tonight with the officiating.
You're right.
Madison, one thing they're going to have to do next week, though, is they're going to have to limit those penalties that they had tonight because there are too many in different situations. You don't want to put yourself behind the chains against those larger schools. And I accept that challenge. I'm looking forward to seeing what they're going to do against Lakewood next week.
I'm with you. I agree. Thank you, everybody, for being with us as we spend the night, a chilly night, here on Boot Hill, watching the Madison Cowboys manhandle the Florida State Seminoles by a score of 37-8. We got a Tuesday night game with middle school, 2 undefeated teams. And then next Friday, we're with Florida High and Gaston County. This is Mickey Clayton, the coach, and Earl the Pearl Hankerson. Good night.
Good night.